Hey, everybody. Tabitha's with me. We have some mind-blowing numbers and tidbits to talk about today regarding Fantastic Four. So the numbers are out for the weekend. I know. How can you do this? Hey, I don't know the exact algorithms they come up with and everything, but this is out on all the reputable locations, ComScore, Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, and other channels. Basically, domestically, $118 million for Fantastic Four. Internationally, $218 million. Yay. That, by the way, is 11% better than Superman did when it came out. And remember, when Superman came out, it actually had that additional early prime Fandango screening that Tuesday, and they had a lot more pre-sales domestically. So Fantastic Four didn't quite make it up there domestically, but considering there was one day less, great news. The only negative news is there was a major drop-off that wasn't expected by the analysts that occurred from Thursday and Friday to Saturday. And I think what that really shows, guys like me, in Silver Age who love comic books, and we are embedded into this. We understand all this. This is what our channel's about. We probably jumped out a lot sooner. We want a lot sooner to see it in the first couple days that was available. And I think what we're seeing is the residuals. They're just popping in on now. That Saturday was softer just only because it wasn't us. It wasn't our family. So anyway, there's that news. But we also have more numbers, by the number stuff to give you. We have 10 interesting by the number tidbits that relate to the movie. There's one or two there soft spoilers that we want to share with you that we thought about after this because we thought about numbers. And we thought, hey, this would be really cool to give you 10 more things to think about. If you especially haven't seen the movie, and also if you have seen the movie, I'd like to hear your feedback and comments on that. Once again, Norb, here you are, and we'll go from here. First, family is first. That's what this whole movie's about. Family. And that's why this movie resonates so strongly. This is the family that we see with Sue, Johnny, Reed, Ben, and eventually the baby. That's one of the things that makes this movie so strong. Characters are well done. Actors are really good. Second, the storms. Even more incredibly, Sue's storm, Johnny's storm. They play heavily into what happens in this movie. And this movie, without them, would just be a train wreck. And the roles they play are very, very important and matter strongly. And it matters in how they eventually defeat Galactus and how they enlist the Silver Surfer to help this. Third, the Thing. The Thing is lovable. Love him in this. You want him to be your friend. And it's not just because of the strength, and the kids love him, of course. Pick up the Volkswagen. We see him in a whole thing dragging a big carrier, not carrier, but some sort of big boat that got shipwrecked or something close to the coastline. Awesome. Fourth, Reed Richards, the most smartest man on the planet, but the dumbest man on the planet, who has the view not of the glass being half full, the glass being half empty, but it being empty, and there's always something wrong that needs to be fixed. And he always creates things to fix things, but doesn't think about the ramifications of those things he creates and what they could do and what comes out of his mouth. And that bites him in this movie as well, where he tells everybody, hey, Galactus, we could have chased Galactus off, but we had to give up our baby. And we said, of course, said no. And it pisses off everyone on the planet. So all of a sudden, from being Fantastic Four being well-loved, they're now hated. And, of course, Sue eventually helps save that. Fifth, Franklin, really the crust of why Galactus may consider saving the Earth. Cosmic being is created from two cosmic converted entities in Reed and Sue, who Galactus consensus got the power to help fulfill his hunger for his forever hunger and also potentially replace him. In the comic books, that does eventually happen, and eventually, Galactus is replaced by Franklin, the baby that we're going to see. And then Franklin is important for saving his mother. Her mother dies with the power cosmic. We get a little sense of that. And Franklin also is known to be the greatest, most powerful mutant per the comic books as well. So that's embrace all that. Embrace all that. 6, Subterranea. Why would I call Subterranea? Mole Man. Mole Man plays an important role in this. A couple ways. One, he was the first villain that they faced in the comic books. They faced before this in the 4 years, dealing with the monster. He would, they showed Fantastic Four went into hiding because he was too fearful to put them out for public viewing. Didn't know what could happen with the cosmic rays, if they were whatever, contagious or whatever. And so when this thing happened, when Mole Man came out and his cousin wanted destruction, they came over, and the important thing here is they defeated him, but they defeated him because of Sue being the negotiator and understanding, and that relationship was important in this movie, and he was able to hide the people because Sue calls in Mole Man. Mole Man talks, and of course Reed, because I'm not going to talk to Reed, and Sue asks, nicely, blah blah blah, and Mole Man gets involved in this. Yay, good thing. Mole Man was a little hokey-ish, but kind of pretty damn close to the comic books. 8th, or actually I should say 7th, Sexy Silver Surfer. Why do I call her sexy? Because Johnny called her sexy in this. And Johnny's a ladies' man, and he was interested in her. I guess, he finally found something maybe beyond his reach and unattainable, but he was definitely strongly interested. And Johnny in the comic books, he dated people and got engaged with people that definitely you could say, were they human? Maybe, maybe not. And so, yeah, you can see this is the alien thing. So, yeah, Sexy Surfer, that definitely, Silver Surfer. I wish we had more, kind of a little bit more backdrop of what she was, like the flashbacks we had at the beginning of this movie that really showed us where they fought different villains, clips, the story of the 4 years, blah, blah, blah. Wish we would have done that a little bit more. 8th, Galactus. Galactus, the Devourer. He's ongoing. He's been there since creation of the universe. He needs to be fed. He's had multiple heralds in comic bookdom. I don't know if he's had multiple heralds necessarily here, but I'm sure he has. And Charlotte Baugh, who is the female version of Surfer here. I'm not getting into that being woke or not. It works well in this whole thing because her being sexy, Johnny connects and wants to communicate with her, and he tries to learn her language, and that's why it's important in this thing. So that's important. And the other thing about Galactus, like I said, been there since the beginning. If you turn 8 on the side, you have the infinity symbol. So he's been there for basically all infinity. So that's 8th. 9th, the world building. World building. This is a great world to watch, and it's fun, and it's like, but at the same time, you're going back, this is stuff we see in the 50s and 60s. Guys still wearing the overcoats, got the ties on, even when they're going underground. You saw retro toasters. You saw futuristic tech into the way it might look back in that time frame. World building, just so incredible, so incredible. Then, of course, 10th is the technology. Once again, really great, but my biggest challenge with technologies, I mean, obviously, Fantastic Four evidently was the first ones up in space. They're astronauts, and here I don't think we really have a NASA necessarily, or we do, and they, like in today's world, Musk, SpaceX, Blue Origin, the others are really the ones that are taking us up there. So I think they're doing that. They put that in the 60s scenario. Where I had the biggest issue with the technology is the fact that Reed creates these transporter things and all this kind of stuff. Because he was doing that in the 60s in the comic books. It's not that. What I have the issue with is how the hell has he got faster than light capability things sitting up above the planet less than 4 years from the year when he was able to finally first get up there? And second, he needed to design better spacesuits that were protective from cosmic rays. He didn't roll those out in these 4 years. So how did that get up there? That whole thing was like, really, I don't get this. And the technology to point out to exact planet, I don't get that either. So the by the number things, in combination with the box office, wow, man. Fantastic Four. I think it's going to be a movie we're going to continue to watch. I would go back to the theater again. Sure, in August I will. And then, but it's going to be when it comes out, not when it streams, but when it comes on Blu-ray, 4K, I'm grabbing it. I can see myself watching it at least in the late fall. Christmas, with Christmas week, I can see that. I can see myself watching it maybe when it's a really ugly day outside, snowing up here in the north. I'm going to watch it then. Or I'm bored and I don't know what else to do, and I just want to sit down casually, have cocktail, whatever, beers, or just chill and relax. I just mainly want to relax. This movie's fun. I want to watch that. This is why I like this. By the numbers, fun. Take care. Bye.